Am I the asshole for refusing my wife's plans that she doesn't tell me about? I had a fight with my wife and I need some perspective because this is an ongoing issue. On Wednesday, we were talking about stuff in our garage. We don't use it for anything but storage right now, but she will be getting a motorbike in a few months' time. There is space for the bike, but it's a good motivator to do a clean out. Not an immediate urgent problem though. She said in passing, we should clear out all those boxes and get rid of the junk. I said, yeah, I need to sort through some of that stuff. And that's it. That's the whole convo. I'm not forgetting or skipping anything. That is literally it. Word for word. On Saturday, I slept late after a huge week and then was just chilling out. She seemed tetchy, asking me repeatedly what I was up to today and getting more annoyed when I said things that amounted to just chillin'. You? Finally, I asked if there was something she was wanting to do. As far as I know, we had no plans, so I figured on an afternoon reading and cooking, maybe binging some TV as we do when we have a couch day. She snappily asked if I was going to sort out the boxes in the garage. I said, today? I wasn't planning on it, and she said, remember? You have to sort the stuff out so we can get rid of the junk and clear the garage out. Well, yeah, I remember, but I wasn't going to do it today. But you need to move the junk. I want to sort out the rest of the stuff tomorrow. I said I was not really keen to do that specifically today, and asked if she had to do the cleanout this weekend, as we hadn't discussed that, and I was happy to do it with her. Just not on that timeline, as I'm working Sunday, so Saturday was my only day off in a 70-hour week. She was mad. So this is the recurring problem. I remember the conversation we had, and it was a general, we should do X. No time frames, no plan, no dates, no obvious reason for urgency. She then either truly believes or acts like there was a specific plan to do X at a specific time, gets annoyed when I'm not ready to do it, and then suddenly wants me to do it right now. This has happened a bunch of times. In my view, we certainly did not make a plan, and it was just a generalized idea. If you want to do something at X time, you need to say, let's do this at X time, and let the other person know. Don't you? Am I mad? I think it's unreasonable for her to keep assuming that whatever vague thing she says is a plan just because that's what she thought in her head but never actually said, and expecting me to jump to it the moment she actually says that she wants to do it now. She then gets mad that I won't just do it right now anyway, since I'm not doing anything. Am I being unreasonable to think that we should do X does not mean we will do X at the very next available opportunity? Am I missing something? And edit, please stop assuming that my wife is doing all the chores and managing the household work and that this is about me not doing enough at home. It is not the case. If anything, she is the one more likely to need reminders about doing chores and less likely to take initiative on deep cleans. She knows this, I know this. We talk and laugh about this regularly. This really isn't about our chore split or me wanting to be told to do stuff around the house. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. 1. I told my wife I didn't want to clean out the garage today / do the things that she decides she wants me to do when she hasn't told me that she wants to do them. 2. Maybe I'm misinterpreting, or my expectations to be told a clearer plan are not usual. Honestly, I'm on your side for this one. It does feel like a miscommunication from your wife, and instead of hearing where you're coming from on this one and understanding that she never set a time frame for this, she's being snappy, passive-aggressive, and angry at you. She is definitely coming across as an asshole in this situation. You work 70-hour weeks. This is your one day off. I can imagine you are goddamn run down, and cleaning the garage when you hadn't mentally prepared for that is not something on your mind immediately. I can understand her being mad if you guys had discussed this properly beforehand and set times for when this is going to be done, but to me it looks like she's picking fights that shouldn't ever exist. Not the asshole. And now in the comments, not the asshole. If she wants something done within a specific time frame, she should say that. If you work 70+ hours a week and have one day off, I can understand why you wouldn't want something like that sprung on you. It would be different if it was an urgent, time-sensitive issue, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. I will say that I am very specific about how and when I want things to be done, but I make it known up front, and I also ask to make sure the request is reasonable for the other person. For example, I would like for us to sort the pantry to get rid of expired items. I'd like to have it done by next Saturday. Does that sound good to you? Yes. I learned very early on in my relationship with my husband that "can you take the trash out" and "can you take the trash out now" are very different requests. I am always specific when planning on requesting his assistance with something, not because he's done anything wrong, just because I realized I have to share my full intent and not expect him to know what I mean now. OP is not the asshole, and put a dry erase calendar on the fridge. Tell her to put it on there in advance if she needs you. Everyone looks at the fridge. It's a great system for us. Everyone sucks here. You both are missing something. Communication. I get that you want to chill and just have a day of nothing after a long week. I've been there. I get that she wants to get X done after talking about it with you. I've been there too. You both could have compromised here. Spend an hour speed sorting through what you want to keep and spend the rest of the day chilling. Otherwise, it keeps getting put off until she absolutely needs the space, and then you are rushing to get it done last minute. Would your work week have been any different the next week, or the one after that? Instead of dropping hints, she should have said, "Hey, let's work on cleaning the garage." And instead of putting it off, you should have said, "Let's sort stuff for an hour, and then I want to chill because I've had a long week. You can keep working on it if you want." And OP replies, "Getting the things done is not so much the issue, to me, but the repeated thing where I feel ambushed with something that she insists we were going to do when it was never communicated. I think I have a right to have input when we do things too, and I think there is just a respect issue of actually discussing it with the person you expect to do the thing. Yes, my work week should be different next week. That's part of why I think it's up for discussion. I struggle with suddenly getting a change of plan sprung on me, even if it's you need to spend an hour doing this chore when you thought you were relaxing, so that's part of why I'm here to find out if it's unreasonable to want more notice that I have to get my brain into work mode. Neither of you are communicating well. When she says, "we need to get X done," you need to move the discussion to a timetable. When were you thinking? Because I only have one day off this week, so I need to decompress, chill, and want to spend quality time with you. Next week is a lot better. How about X or Y? Z afternoon could work too. And then she says, "Well, X would work best for me because then I can do the next part on C." Great. Can you put it in the calendar? Will do. And now on to the update. Well, this generated more debate than I expected. Thank you. I thought my expectation was obvious, seemingly kind of not. It's interesting to see how many people agreed that she was not communicating, but still said that I was an asshole for not making up for that communication deficit. I get it in a way, but also kind of not. We talked. As predicted, she laughed at the idea said so many times here that she is the one tracking and organizing and planning all the household stuff, and that this is about me not taking responsibility for the mental load of chores. That's not her or us. It sucks for women that that is so common that everyone assumed it here, but it is not what is happening. Here is what we figured out. She doesn't always think about whether she actually specified the plan or not. In her head, it's a plan, and she does have that thing of forgetting that not everyone is in her head. She gets the strong urge to do things now because she struggles to do things that she is not strongly motivated to in the moment. When I push back, she gets frustrated that the urge is blocked, and in that moment, she doesn't really see why planned or not matters so much. She is making it clear now that she wants to do it now, and she is frustrated that I can't just try to adapt spontaneously. We both hate committing to too much housework ahead of time because we both hate housework, and sometimes either or both of us want to bail on it. We can see how this is a problem, given I'm we have to plan, and she's do it when the urge strikes. We accept that we probably have to steel ourselves and do that more clearly together. She doesn't love planning ahead, generally. It actually came up that I'm usually the one to drag a timeline out of her, and she resists because she doesn't like committing like that. She's play it by ear, see how it goes. I prefer planning obviously, but I also need a little mental space to do it. She says things as they come to her head sometimes is a total tangent to what's going on. This means she'll say something offhand while I'm in the middle of something else. I agree because I agree, but I don't immediately stop what I'm doing to make a plan about it. Hence why I don't always say, as recommended, I can help you with that on X day because I don't know in that moment and my focus is elsewhere. I also assume that there is going to be another mention of when we do the thing because it's obvious to me that that is the next step, even if we didn't get to it in that moment. I need to be clearer about that with her and tell her if I can't plan it right now, but flag that I want to plan it. So our plan, for now, is that she needs to try to remember to tell me if she has a time frame. I need to try to ask if I need one, and if I don't have space right now to plan, I say, okay, I agree, but let's make a plan for that. And now in the comments, my mum does this. She makes plans in her head, assumes everyone else has agreed, and then gets surprised and angry when you have no idea what she's talking about. Same with my mother-in-law. I made a huge lasagna, why didn't anyone come over? Because you never said anything to anyone about it? Edit. Mother-in-law regularly feeds anyone who she hires to do work around the house, like painters, sprinkler guys, repair people, etc., so if you're willing to take out the trash or pull a few weeds, you're in for some stellar meals on top of the normal pay. But of course, she won't actually tell you ahead of time that she's cooking. I like posts and updates like this. OP seems level-headed about her relationship issue, solicits feedback, the couple actually talks, and we get to see them take steps to improve. It is refreshingly normal, mature, and sane compared to the usual batshit crazy posts where couples communicate worse than toddlers and don't understand why things aren't working. As you say, it is really refreshing to read a story about people acting like adults. Many stories here sound like a rejected Riverdale episode. I'm him, wife is her. Half of the things that we have been planning to do, I have to stop and ask if this is a conversation I was a part of, or if it's something that she's been thinking about. Add to that the fact that virtually every project she comes up with balloons from a couple of hours into a couple of days. Let's clean off the game shelves so we can stack the games neatly becomes, let's clean out every closet in the house. She then gets mad at herself for feeling like she gets nothing done when the game shelves have never been better organized, and that was exactly the thing that she set out to do. All of it eventually comes back to me because I don't want to help. I do want to help. I'm covered in sweat and my sinuses are like rivers of snot because of the dust that we stirred up, so I've been helping quite a lot. I also want to know what it is that we are doing so I know when I'm done. Our house needs work, just like everyone else's. There will always be more to do. The sense of done is done with this project, which I don't think is unreasonable to want to know. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for refusing to leave my friend's baby shower just because my ex didn't want her boyfriend to see me? She's not technically an ex since we were never in an actual relationship. I was back home for a few months almost 2 years ago. We hooked up for, I would say, 4 months until I flew back out of state for work again. Her and I didn't see each other again, just recently at this baby shower. I guess they became friends through this mum group, as my friend has one other kid, and they became good friends, so that's why she was also invited. And I was gonna say hi when I saw her there, but she ignored me. That's when I noticed that she was there with her boyfriend and their baby, so thought that it was better to keep my distance. But she actually approached me like 10 minutes later by the bathroom in the house. She asked me if I could leave because she's with her boyfriend, and it's just very awkward with both of us there at the party. But like, I haven't even approached them at all, so why would it be awkward if we don't interact during the party? She wasn't letting it go. She actually told me please, and it's complicated. I told her if her boyfriend doesn't know that we have a history, then he won't need to because I honestly don't care. All I'm doing is being here celebrating one of my close friends' day, so if she leaves me alone, I will leave her alone. That didn't end up being the case. They left not even an hour later. I kept my word though about not going near them, but one of her friends told me her boyfriend saw me, and for whatever reason they started arguing. It wasn't subtle either. They went to the front of the house, but you could still hear what sounded like them raising their voices at each other. And a few minutes later, I saw her walking to my friend, probably telling her bye, but she definitely looked right at me after that, like she's super pissed. Everyone at the party was confused after, so they were all talking about it for the rest of the time. For the first time in a long time, she texted me since I never changed my number. She told me thanks for ruining a party when all of this could have been avoided. I asked her what could have been avoided, but again, she doesn't tell me. She just thinks that it's my fault for whatever crap went down. Then after my friends found out she asked me to leave, they think I'm the asshole for not doing that. The whole party was meant for my friend, and it was turned into some drama just because I wouldn't leave, even if it was for some unknown reason. I don't know what to think now, or why it was such a big deal that we were at the same party when neither of us even talked at all. Am I the asshole for being the cause of a scene because I denied her request? And now in the comments, info. How old is her kid, and could it possibly be yours? This seems like a huge overreaction for a previous hookup with no issues and commitments to each other. And OP says, damn, you guys really have me scratching my head now with this one. I didn't get to see him much, but I'd say probably under a year old, but definitely not like a newborn. Well crap, now I'm more lost. Typical pregnancies are 40 weeks/9 months. If the kid is also 9 months old, that's a year and a half ago. Depending on when your hookup ended, it's a possibility. If you have had no prior contact with the boyfriend, it doesn't make sense for him to be so angry for you to just be in the same room, especially if you guys were avoiding each other. And OP says, I need to talk to her now. Well, first I could be wrong about how old the kid probably is, but yeah, this is some crap that I need to know ASAP. Holy crap, man, honestly, I really don't know what to think. There is also a chance that she cheated on him with you and later confessed to him about it. You think so? She never told me anything about being with anyone. It would make sense though. This is way too confusing. I think it's more likely than the kid being yours, and it's not like she'd advertise that she was in a relationship if she was planning on cheating. The boyfriend could also just get super jealous, or maybe he just had some issues with you specifically. All I can do is speculate. Even if the kid was yours, she clearly doesn't want you in his life if she never told you about him. So you might just want to apologize to keep the peace and distance yourself from the both of them. Not the asshole. If she would have kept her distance, none of this would have happened. You realized and kept your distance, and it was 2 years ago. If you are still stuck on a hookup from years ago while in a relationship, there is an issue. And you're also a friend of the host, so she has no right to tell you to leave. And OP says, she did keep her distance aside from talking to me in private. I don't know what his deal was, but it was the fact that he saw me at that party at all is what set him off apparently. My question is, how did he know who you were without her telling him? Like, if she wouldn't have said anything, I don't think there would have been an issue. And OP says, guessing that maybe she told him or something prior to us bumping into each other at the baby shower? She looked freaked out, so obviously neither of us were expecting to see each other. And now, onto the update. Damn, I don't know what to say, but everyone really wanted to know what happened. Gonna start off first and say that I spoke to my friend, whose baby shower it was, to apologize for the drama. I had no idea that that was going to happen, just so she hears it from me, like a first commenter suggested I do. She had no idea my ex and I had a past, but she told me it was fine. The party was awkward after, but that's on them, and she doesn't blame me. It was great to hear because this was meant for her to celebrate her baby, and as her friend, I wanted to be there celebrating with them. So I got all the confirmation from her, plus you guys, that I wasn't the asshole. Obviously, all of you want to know the answer to the main question if this baby was my kid, or what was their deal after all. We did talk on the phone. She went first and beat me to that topic. Probably read my mind because she started off with telling me she had something important to talk about after apologizing for blaming me about the party. To sum it up, we agreed to get a paternity test done ASAP because I couldn't handle this curiosity. It was already driving me crazy. He is definitely my kid. I've looked at the results a million times since they got back, but she already knew my son was mine. She found out that she was pregnant after I left. She didn't want to tell me because when I went back for work, she wasn't told until after I'd already flown back. And that hurt her. Since it seemed like I didn't care much, she was scared that I wouldn't be willing to go back and help take care of our kid. This was hard for me to hear. I was actually crying when we talked about it in person. I'm still in shock learning this, but she let me come meet him a day ago, and it was emotional AF. Holding him really got me. He's so damn big already. That whole day I spent it with my son, and then we stayed up late talking about how we're gonna do this then. This is new to me, so we're gonna go with the flow, but holy F, I have a son. That's so crazy, right? As far as her boyfriend, it seems like it wasn't cheating. At least from what she tells me, and the little bit of info that I got from him, which he was pissed about. They weren't exclusive either, but after she got pregnant, he was only willing to be around as long as I wasn't. And obviously, seeing me pissed him off because he thought that I was still living out of state. It's a mess right now, but he doesn't want to be around if I am, but my son is my kid. She told me not to worry about their relationship because the only thing she wanted was to make sure my son had a dad in his life. Even if I've got no idea what I'm doing right now, being his dad is what I want to be for him. We already missed out on all this time, and I'm excited to see him again tomorrow. And now in the comments, wow, this is quite an update. Congratulations on your kid, and hopefully you can come up with a good way to co-parent. I wish you the best of luck with this. And OP says, a crazy way to end what happened. I'm glad I know now so that I can be there for him. I just want to say, you're awesome for taking this approach without a second thought. Yay for dads who were there and are happy to take responsibility. Congratulations on the unexpected baby. I bet you're a whirl of emotions right now. And OP says, you have no idea. I was anxious just by wondering if this baby is mine. Now that there is actual confirmation that he is, I've got so much going through my mind. I'm happy, sad, scared. Well, not scared in that I don't want to be his dad because I do, but scared because he's here, and I have done absolutely nothing to be ready for a baby all of a sudden, and I don't want to mess this up. As awful as it is that you found out this way, I'm so glad that you now have the opportunity to build a relationship with your son. All the best to you. And OP says, it sucks because I would have loved to be there while he was a newborn. I never got to hear his heartbeat the first time or witness his birth or be there for the newborn milestones. At least he's still a baby right now and he can grow up knowing I'm his dad. He's not walking yet, so I will do everything to be there seeing his first steps. It's hard to think about the things you've missed, but there is just so much more ahead to look forward to, and hopefully you are going to be there for that. And he's going to remember you always being there. Good luck. I'm honestly thankful looking back at my life for all the hooking up and slutting around that I did. I never immediately lost contact with someone after sleeping together, so I can rest assured that I don't have any kids that I don't know about out there. Imagine if people just communicated from the beginning, right? It's a friggin' text if you don't want to call. So stupid these days. Though if the boyfriend just acted cool and they didn't fight about him being at the party, he probably wouldn't have found out about his kid. I really wonder about how bad the ex's relationship must be with a boyfriend for her to say not to worry about their relationship, especially considering that he'd be that jealous and react so badly in earshot of friends. Plus, it sounds like boyfriend isn't filling the role of dad at all. Like, yikes. I hope OP can bond and have a full supportive relationship with his baby. And that's where I'm going to end this one today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know what you thought of it down below, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.